Good morning. Today is December 10th. Happy Tuesday. Here for your energy for this week. I am using the Pocket Out of Hand Tarot today. The decks are set to arrive by this weekend, so I will be able to start shipping the Kickstarter orders early next week and then the pre-orders, and it's just good news. So let me cut this deck and get us our energy for the week. Okay, so you have the Star, Death, and the World. Wow, that's some big majors going on. Okay, so right off I see something about, there's some big changes, right? And there's some big changes happening that are affecting the world, but I think that what's happening is it's because it's from, whenever I see the Star, I think about like our hopes and our dreams, and even like that little edge of prophecy. The things that we've wished for might be coming true. It could be little this week, it could be big. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the cosmos. If you're into astrology, there's a lot going on. And with all that, there's some big changes, and they're not just affecting you, they're affecting the world, right? So the energy this week might be having to go a little outside of ourselves and just ask, what changes are we ready for? And even if we're not really ready, maybe there's some planning that's going to have to get done in order to adapt for it, right? So let's bring in an animal energy to overshadow it. And as you know, I like to, we got the spider. I love that card. And spider, whenever I see that, and especially with this, she talks about creation. She talks about the webs that we weave. This particular is an orb weaver spider, and they tear down their house every night and rebuild it. So even though there's some big changes coming that could affect your world, the world around you, you still have the ability to adapt and create the little safe space for yourself and maybe those who are important to you in that. Bringing in some tiles for the undercurrent. These are the felt tarot. I'm going to lay out all of it so I can kind of talk through. So we have the King of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Swords. And then I'm going to put some Lenormand on the sides. We've got fish and clouds. And mice and gentlemen. Okay, so let's get into it, right? So like I said, we've got, with the overall general tarot reading for the week, like these three kind of are one energy when I do these. It's not like past, present, or future. It's just kind of like those big changes that we hoped for that are affecting our world, right? I often think about, like, when we make a wish, you're careful what you wish for, because if it was something that you could do on your own, that you could do by yourself, you wouldn't have to wish for it. So that's what makes prayer and dreams and the big things. It's like asking the universe, and when it comes, it's not up to you to decide how it shows up, right? And that's what that Death card is saying, like, okay, get ready for it. This is the change you asked for. It's not always going to happen how you expect, right? And so the world, it's showing that this is going to be in the end of this chapter so that you can go into that new space, right? That new, whatever it is that you've been searching for, like what is magnifying in your life. And then that's going to be your next transition into that. The spider showing up is saying that, these are the webs that we weave, right? This is part of the creation. This is part of what we get to go in and trim away the parts that no longer serve in order to be able to make this our own safe space. The undercurrent, we have that King of Cups, Page of Cups with the Three of Swords energy, and seeing those three together, it's like a conflict between what we know to be true in our hearts and what we're dreaming for and expecting. And then sometimes when they show up, it's not what we expect. And there's like a little bit of heartbreak going on, but it's the emotions that's causing the heartbreak. It's like plans, not results. Like what you expected isn't what's going to happen. But sometimes what do they say? I love my cliches, it seems, that the hindsight is 2020. So maybe you were going through it with this is how it's going to be done with this King of Cups. But you have to approach it more with that childlike energy and wonderment. We have the new puppy, and seeing the world through his eyes, everything is very new. And even when he gets hurt, just like, accidentally falling off the couch, he bounces right back up. Like, he doesn't dwell in this mental space of, that hurt, that's sad, come coddle me. So it's kind of like whatever you planned, whatever you thought was going to happen with the changes that you're facing, just approach it with a childlike wonderment. What's tethering us from this past is this abundance of little problems, right? So the fish with the mice, I see that as just, there's so many little things that was gnawing away, so many things that maybe were behind the scenes that was like, we couldn't quite put our finger on. And then now that we know what they are, we can get them out of the way and we are able to move forward. And while it's still uncertain, just know that the energy that's going to be needed with this clouds and this gentleman, it's uncertain, not passive energy. Not saying you have to be aggressive about it, but you have to take action even when you don't know what's actually going on. Just show up and do the thing, right? I'm going to bring in some charms just to give us some cornerstones, guideposts for the week. Adorable little bag that Jenna made me years ago for a pocket deck, but I use it for this. So let's see. We have the horse up in the air, the ring in the water, we hit the seahorse in the fire. And what is this in my hand? This is praying hands in earth. Okay, so how am I going to read this as guideposts? So the horse, this little charm, it's kind of like in the air. It's that willpower. It's our ability to move forward. So move forward with your thoughts. Go ahead, think about things, and then move forward. We've got the ring in the water, and it's talking about your emotional commitments, those things that you are coming full circle on. Those are going to be contributing to the changes that you've been wishing for, and that is really going to open up your world for you. The seahorse in this fire is talking about, seahorse, when I see that, I think about like the things that we hold on to stay safe. Maybe you need to hold on to that, your inspiration. What is inspiring you? Hold on to that to help you get through this change coming up. And with the earth and the praying hands, it's talking about be grounded in whatever it is that gives you faith. It doesn't necessarily have to be religion, but it just could be whatever you have faith in is going to keep you grounded during these times. So, again, this was for the energy for this week, or whenever you find it. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss a reading. If you're seeing this on one of the other social media outlets, be sure to go to YouTube and subscribe, or sign up for my newsletter at jamiesawyer336.com. That way you don't miss them. Going forward into the new year, I know I mentioned this, I'm going to be spending less time on Meta platforms. So this is where you're going to be able to find me. So I hope you have a wonderful week, no matter what changes and challenges and whatever it is that you're facing. I wish you blessings, and I will see you here next week. Have a good day. Bye.